emergency meeting of the town council to discuss a matter of urgent importance. Interim Sheriff Clem, if you please.
I hold here a telegram from Fort Buxton.
Is it about the teacher, Clem? Does it say when she's gonna get here?
No, it ain't about the teacher, Smitty. It's much more important than that.
There ain't nothing more important than having a teacher, Clem.
It's almost as important as having a church.
I don't see why you're all so fired up about having a teacher. There ain't no kids in Lost Bluff.
That's 'cause there ain't no women. Except you, Molly, and you ain't of the available type.
That's right. My heart belongs to Skinny Joe. I just know he'll be back for me someday.
But Molly, it's been 20 years.
It don't matter. I promised I'd wait till he struck you rich in his mind.
Meanwhile, we got no women in Lost Bluff, and won't none come either.
Why's that, Hank?
'Cause there's no school. In order to get dignified, genteel women to come to Lost Bluff, we gotta have a school.
You already have a church. That should impress the ladies.
Running that ad in the New York paper to get us a teacher was a great idea.
Yeah, Miss Elizabeth Hastings will be arriving on the stage any day now.
Yeah!
But what are you fools gonna do when she gets here and she finds out there ain't no kids nor school in Lost Bluff?
Molly, Molly, Molly. It's true. She might be a bit miffed at first, but then it'll be too late.
Yeah, we only sent her a one-way ticket.
She'll be stuck here.
Perhaps it was the most Christian thing to do, but I think the Lord understands. Anyways, once she gets here, it's up to us, the men of Lost Bluff, to woo her.
All we gotta do is get her to fall in love with one of us, get married, then the floodgates will open.
Huh?
See, Molly, once she chooses which one of us to marry.
We'll probably choose the one with the highest social position, like the mayor.
Or the strongest, like the sheriff.
Interim Sheriff Clem, until we get us a real lawman. She'll probably prefer the most spiritual, say, the local preacher.
Knew we should have got ourselves a Catholic instead of a Methodist.
Yeah, what's competition?
Anyways, once she's married proper, there'll be no stopping other women from coming out here.
I don't get it. How does tricking a nice teacher lady into coming out here, then a lasso on her in a marriage, want other women to want to come to Lost Bluff?
Don't you see, Molly? She's a woman and her teacher. And if all goes well, we might even have a couple kids around here before you know it.
Yeah, what? In a few years, we might even have more women than men in Lost Bluff.
Hold on a minute. Your brilliant plan might not work. What if she won't marry none of you skunks? What if she has her own money for a return ticket? Or worse, suppose she wires Lieutenant Dashin over at the fort, asking for help. Next to him, the bunch of you guys look like last night's leftovers. Why, I might even give up Skinny Joe if that lieutenant were to come around.
Lieutenant, that's right, I nearly forgot.
Looky here, fellas. The first edition of the Lost Bluff Gazette. Written, edited, printed, and delivered by me, Slim Pruitt, journalist.
Slim, you misspelled Gazette.
Big deal. One misspelled word, it ain't the spelling that counts, it's the news. Now, if you want to keep it all up to date, y'all gotta buy a copy of the Gazette.
Slim, this here article's dated 3 months ago.
What's so up to date about that?
Well, gee whiz, fellas, it takes a while for the news to travel out west. Sure, it'd be nice if we could get our news from anywhere in the world, but it ain't ever gonna happen.
Look at here, fellas. This lady was booted out of the state of Kansas. Can you imagine having so many women around that you could afford to boot one out?
She can come here. We won't boot her out.
Hank, you don't know what you're talking about. That lady's nothing but trouble. Her name's Carrie Nation. She goes around breaking up legal businesses with a hatchet. She calls it hatchetation.
Why does she do that?
You should read the article. I went through all the trouble writing it.
Yeah, you spell most of the words right, too. Seems like this Nation is trying to wipe out what she calls demon rum. Also says that she was last seen heading west.
Well, we got nothing to fear from Miss Carrie Nation.
That's right, there ain't a drop of rum
Or nothing else.
in all of Lost Bluff. Molly won't allow it.
That's right. It ain't healthy for you. If you want to drink with a kick, I'll fix you up my special power drink. Chock full of vitamins, minerals, and carbohydrates. Keeps you regular, too.
Look, here's an article about Lieutenant Dashin signing that peace treaty with the Runabout Indians.
Lieutenant, that's right. This telegram's from the lieutenant.
What's it say, Clem?
Seems a wild bunch has been sighted in the area.
It's a Wilder's nearby and telling you don't far behind.
That's right. He's crazy for Crazy Kate Wilder.
Down!
Ow!
Now, I doubt the Wilders or Johnny Dillon will come anywhere near Lost Bluff. After all, we got something here that not every town has.
Someone's got life again.
No! Lost Bluff is under the protection of a bona fide lawman.
Great, Clem. You said for help. Who's coming?
Ain't no one coming, you low-down polecat. I'm the official interim sheriff of Lost Bluff. I'm your protection.
Shucks, Clem, you ain't got no special qualifications. We drew straws for that job.
And you lost.
If anybody needs me, I'll be locked up in the bank vault.
Time to start the next edition of the Lost Bluff Gazette. I'll be locked in my office.
I'll come with you. I can check your grammar.
My grandma ain't living with me no more, but you can come along and check over my punctuation instead.
Molly, I think I'll go down and clean out your root cells.
Good. And while you're down there, straighten up them bottles I'm recycling. Don't you worry, Clem. I'm sure you could handle the Wathers. In fact, Kate might think you're just her type. I don't know why you boys went off and sent for a school teacher when you got Kate Wilder. She's always looking for a new husband.
Molly, we wants genteel and law-abiding women folk in Lost Bluff. Besides, I might be able to tame Kate.
In your dreams.
But not those two brothers of hers. And not her mom. That's one family I sure would like to be related to by marriage.
Nope, marrying Kate ain't such a good idea after all. So I reckon she might want you as a blood relative, seeing as none of her husbands seem to live too long.
If anyone needs me, I'll be out of town for a while.
Hiding out, Sheriff?
Just doing a little scout.
Good morning, madam. Are you the owner of this fine establishment?
That I am. Molly Malone's name. What you selling?
Very astute, madam. I am Hubert Smiley, alcohol salesman.
Well, you ain't gonna do any business here, Mr. Smiley. We're a dry town. Alcohol ain't healthy for you.
Concerned with health, are we?
Yes, sir. I encourage healthy food, exercise, and I ain't forget the environment. We started our own recycling program.
Commendable, madam. I applaud you. However, my alcohol is not for consumption. This here is rubbing alcohol, great for massaging into sore muscles after exercise. How many cases can I put you down for?
I'm afraid I've got some pressing business in the cellar. Maybe you could come back later.
Then I will, madam. Tell me, is there a back way out of here?
Sure, that way. You in trouble, peddler?
I just had the suspicion that someone's been following me for the last couple of days. I'm sure it's nothing more than a feeling, but better safe than sorry.
Whatever. Yoo-hoo! Glory be! Where do you come from?
The stagecoach. I expected someone to greet us, but this town seems completely deserted. This is Lost Bluff, isn't it?
Certainly is. Who is you expected to meet you?
Mr. Hezekiah Jones, Mayor Hezekiah Jones. He said he personally with the stagecoach every day.
Well, Mayor Jones is attended to some important business in the bank vault. I'm Molly Malone. I run this place, Molly's Juice Bar and Health Food Cafe.
Juice Bar and Health Food Cafe.
That's right, you're in California now.
How delightful. I'm Elizabeth Hastings. I've come all the way from New York with my...
You're Elizabeth Hastings? Well, I assume you'll be needing a room for a few days anyway.
Yes, that is to say. Young woman, what is so funny?
Oh, it's nothing really. Please forgive me. I'll get your room ready. Best in the house. I'll be just a moment. Please sit down. Those polecats really goofed up this time.
Liza, are you sure about this job? I'm feeling more and more that it's been a mistake to come here. I haven't seen any children. In fact, all I've seen is one rather peculiar young woman. I think we should get on the next stagecoach out of here.
Now, Aunt Beth, let's give Lost Bluff a chance. First impressions are often misleading, I'm sure someone will be along soon to help us get settled and show us around. Why don't we sit down and relax for a while?
You sit down and relax. I'm going to the bank vault to see if I can locate the mayor.
All right, Aunt Beth, but don't be long, and be careful. This is the Wild West, you know.
Liza!
Coming, Aunt Beth.
Well, did you get a good look at your new school teacher and prospective bride? Oh my gosh.
Molly, if that magnificent creature would even think of marrying me, I could lie down and die a happy man right here.
Smitty, you've been out west way too long.
Oh, you say we Quiet! Excuse me, it seems we may have gotten on the wrong train.
Train? Well, the nearest train depot's 2 days walk from here.
Yeah, that would be about right. See, we were trying to get to Chicago. We were in rather a hurry.
Because we was being chased by a bunch of unhappy customers thanks to this galoot.
Seems some of our fans just can't get enough of us. We're actors. Anyway, in our haste, it seems we may have gotten on the wrong train. Are we anywhere near Chicago?
Son, you're about as far away from Chicago as you can get and still be in the U.S. of A. You're in Lost Bluffs.
Lost Bluff.
California.
California!
Quiet!
Well, we ain't never had actors in these parts. What kind of show you got?
Well, it's hard to describe it adequately, but if you'll permit us the use of your lobby, we'd be happy to perform it tonight for, say, a nickel a head. Of course, at that rate, we'd expect to have rooms provided for the entertainers.
Well, I could give you only one room. These fellas look like they're used to sleeping on the floor.
Now, just a gall darn minute. I gotta have my own room. I'm a lady and I ain't gonna be bunking down with any of them coyotes. Bo snores like a grizzly bear.
You're a girl?
You thought I was a man? Come to think of it, that ain't so funny. But it don't matter none, because I can outshoot, outride, and outfight this whole bunch of squirrely-eyed varmints.
You talk big for such a run.
Why?
No! Please! No! Don't! No! Stop! Get off! Sit! Sit!
Listen, mister.
Best! Theodore Best! Actor extraordinaire! At your service.
Right. You can only stay one night. I can only give you one room, but this lady can bunk with the new school teacher. I don't think she'll mind too much. You can do your show tonight, but tomorrow you and this unruly bunch better be on the stagecoach out of here. I'll get your room ready. Smitty, you go tell the mayor and the town council members that the teacher they hired is here.
You got a teacher?
Yeah, and she's the prettiest little thing Lost Bluff has ever seen.
Lost Bluff is in worse shape than I thought.
That's funny. I ain't seen no kids around here.
Oh, we ain't got any kids yet.
Did you hear that, Bo, Jess? They got themselves a teacher.
Now you listen here, Hannah. We don't need no learning. We're stars of our own Wild West show.
Pardon me, Bo. I believe that's my Wild West show.
Yeah, so one time that you went at poker, we wound up saddled with the only Wild West show that's never been west of the Mississippi. Until now, that is.
I still think that poker game was fixed.
And under your fine management, we shot straight from poor to broke. And on top of everything else, we're stranded out here in California.
Right, ain't no one gonna pay to see a Wild West show out here.
Which is exactly why I need to get ourselves some learning. That way we can get some real jobs and buy our contract off of this idiot so that I can be free.
You want to be free? Please, take it. I don't want you. I'm an actor, not an agent. You've been a thorn in my side since the day I acquired your pathetic act. I should have insisted Harry pay me the money he owed me. But no! I let him talk me into one hand of winner-take-all, double-or-nothing poker. But since he didn't have any money, I got you!
Yeah, sure tricked you, Teddy.
The Muldoons ain't taking no charity from you, Mr. Great Actor. We'll get some learning and some real jobs, and we'll pay you off fair and square for that contract.
Hannah, we don't need no learning. We've been getting by just fine with our wits and our fists.
Wits? Bo Muldoon, when the Almighty One was handing out wits, you thought he was serving up grits, and you said, I ain't never had much use of that stuff.
Now you listen here. If Jess and I are so dumb, how come we shoot so good? Huh? Answer me that.
What do you mean, Jess and I? Hannah ain't never said nothing about my smarts.
That's right, Jess. You ain't got none to speak of.
No, please, please stop it. Please. Break it up. Stop. Sit. All right. I got us into this mess, and I'll get us out. Jess is right about one thing. No one in California is going to pay good money to see a Wild West show. Why, all the people out here can all shoot and rope and ride.
Ain't nobody east or west shoots better than me.
The point is, to the frontiersmen, shooting and riding isn't entertainment. It's survival. But I'll bet they'll surely pay money to see Shakespeare.
Teddy, I'm not playing Juliet again. No, sir.
Leo, if the fellow playing Juliet was good enough for the Elizabethans, surely it'll be fine for the Californians.
I'm telling you, Teddy, I ain't gonna do it. Last time some fella from the audience sent me flowers and candy. He wanted to take me out to see his ranch.
From what I heard, it was a mighty fine ranch.
That candy weren't too bad either.
I'm telling you, Teddy, I ain't gonna do it. If you insist on doing Shakespeare, you can teach Hannah the part of Juliet. At least she's a real girl.
Come on, Leo. You play a more convincing Juliet than she ever would. Hannah Muldoon would murder the king's English.
I ain't gonna murder no English, but I just might bloody a certain uppity, self-righteous, high-strutting, no talent, sorry excuse for an actor.
No talent? No talent? Why, the part's never been written. A character never created that I can't play. You name a character, any character, I'll play the part so believably I'll fool anyone who walks through that door.
Come on, Teddy, you don't have to prove anything to us. We know you're good.
Well, you can prove it to me, but I ain't just no 5-minute show. You gotta keep folks believing you're that character all day. I'll bet you a nickel you can't do it.
No problem. Who do you want me to play? A hero, a lover, or a scoundrel?
All of them.
What?
First, play the hero. I know, a U.S. Marshal. You got a badge and a gun in that bag of tricks of yours. Then, a lover. And last, a villain so cruel, he'll make Jesse James, Johnny Dillon, and Billy the Kid shaking their boots. If you can play those parts and keep folks believing you're that character all day, I might agree you're a halfway decent actor. But I don't think you can do it.
I can do it.
All right, but remember, you gotta fool whoever comes through that door, or you lose.
Prepare to be amazed. Stage prop. Looks real, huh?
I'm very eager to see the schoolhouse and meet the children, Mayor Jones.
We're very eager too, Miss Hastings.
Howdy, folks. I'm Ulysses Best, U.S. Marshal. I just pulled into town for a routine check.
Marshal Best, I'm Hezekiah Jones, Mayor of Lost Bluff. Those fellows make up the town council. This is their new school teacher, Miss Elizabeth Hastings, and her aunt.
This is a routine visit. How come you ain't never been here before?
New routine. The head office heard there might be some trouble brewing out this way, so they sent me to make sure everything was all right.
It's reassuring to know that Lost Bluff is under the protection of a United States Marshal.
Speaking as interim sheriff, I can second that.
How very noble of you, Marshal Best.
Just doing my job, miss. If I'd known you was here, I'd drop by sooner.
Thank you for saying so, Marshal, but I've only just arrived.
Shucks, miss.
Excuse me, Marshal, can I see you over here?
Just a minute.
Of course.
You're supposed to be playing the lawman, not the lover boy.
I thought you wanted me to play them both.
Well, not at the same time. You romance the next woman to come in.
Sorry for the interruption. Like I was saying, I'm just here to make sure everything's all right.
Providence must have sent you, Marshal. That outlaw family, the Wilders, has been spotted in the area.
Oh dear, I do hope we're not going to be bothered by scoundrels.
Never fear, dear lady. Marshal Best is on the job. They'll steer clear of this town if they know what's good for them.
Your presence is a great comfort, Marshal.
Liza, I'm exhausted. Why don't you go on and take a look at the schoolhouse while I have a nap? Of course, we'll need to get a room first.
You'll find the owner upstairs.
Thank you, Marshal.
I'll walk you up, Aunt Beth. I'll only be a moment, gentlemen.
Allow me to escort you.
We'd be delighted.
So, Mayor, tell me about the Wilders.
They're an outlaw family led by Crazy Kate.
She's the most dangerous female ever to ride into the state of California.
Yeah, but they ain't met Hannah yet.
Kate rides with her mom and her two brothers, Snake and Caleb.
Snake. Ooh, sounds pretty mean.
Ah, Snake's is the big dope. Kate's the one you gotta watch out for. She's dangerous.
Real killer, eh? Kate ain't never killed no one. She just marries them.
Well, what's so dangerous about that?
She knows if she marries a fella, Johnny Dillon's gonna plug him.
Why? Johnny's nuts about Kate, but she won't have him.
So he follows her around from town to town. Whenever someone has the misfortune of marrying Kate, he shoots them as soon as the ceremony's over.
I'm certainly glad you're here, Marshall. I was a bit apprehensive about the Wild West, but you make it seem so much more civilized.
Thank you, Miss Hastings. I'd like to invite you all back here tonight at 7. I put together a little surprise for the town.
I'll be there.
How exciting, Marshall. I love surprises.
Oh, there will be a small charge. A nickel. Just a pittance for what you'll get.
I'm intrigued, Marshall. Here's a dime for Aunt Beth and me.
Miss Liza, I insist you and your aunt come as my guests.
Thank you, Marshall. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to take a look at the schoolhouse. Perhaps I'll meet some of the children.
It's a rather doubtful, ma'am.
If you'll pardon me, Miss Hastings, I think I need to spend some time in prayer.
Of course, preacher. Mayor Jones, lead the way.
Marshal Best, you should know we've been all lie about incidents here in Lost Bluff.
I'm sure you have, Mr. Mayor.
Come along, Miss Hastings.
What'd I tell you? They all think I'm Ulysses Best, U.S. Marshal.
Well, you gotta keep on thinking, so till tonight, to get that badge off so you can romance the next person to come in.
Hannah, I don't care about the bet. I'm not romancing any fellows.
Okay, fair is fair. If it's a lady, you're a lover. And if it's a fella, you're a vicious outlaw.
Heath, this is great.
Yeah, we got any popcorn?
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, so if it's a lady, I'm a lover. If it's a fella, I'm an outlaw. I can do that. Looks like I'm a lover.
Hey, you!
Was that an angel singing, or was that your lovely voice?
You mess with me, and you're liable to hurt Angel real quick.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come on so strong. It's just, I've never seen a woman quite as lovely as you. Quickly, you must tell me your name.
Don't you know who I am, Pilgrim?
Why, she's Crazy Kate.
Don't call me crazy, Snake.
Sorry, Katie.
Kate, that name trips off my tongue like honey off the comb. Kate, the name promises sweetness and life. I'm reminded of Shakespeare's Kate.
Well, she just better not be trying to take over my territory.
She could hold a candle to your loveliness.
Why, thank you. You know, you're a real gentleman. Don't get many of your type in this neck of the woods. What's your name, honey?
I'm, Don Juan. Romeo.
Don John Romero. Kate Romero. Nah, don't like it. We'll keep my name.
That's Crazy Kate Wilder. You can't let Mr. Best go on romancing her. It'll get him killed.
It'd serve him right. Now sit down and be quiet. You're cute. A bit scrawny, but cute. And I sure do like the way you talk. What do you say you and I go hold up a stagecoach or something?
You know, that sounds really inviting, but I'm afraid I can't right now. I was thinking perhaps tonight at 7 o'clock, you and your family could come back here and...
Great idea! We'll have the wedding right here. I'll bring the preacher.
Wedding?
You are one fast worker, Mr. Romulo.
Kate, somehow I knowed I'd find you here.
Of course you did, you raccoon. You were standing across the street when we came in.
Katie, honey, I've been miserable without you.
We'll get used to it, Johnny, 'cause you and I just ain't meant to be.
Do you know what my life's been like since I met you? I'm so busy following you around. I ain't hardly had no time to rob a bank, hold up a stagecoach, and I ain't killed nobody since the last time you...
Well, dang it, Johnny, quit following me around.
I can't help it, Katie. Marry me. It's the only way to put an end to my misery.
It might end your misery, but it would start mine. Besides, I already got me a man. This here's the lucky fella. Come on, Mom Snake. We got a lot to do before for tonight. See you later, lover boy.
Whoa.
Out of the way, loser.
Katie! Ah! Who are you?
Why, this is Bad Bart Buckeye, meanest critter west the Atlantis Ocean. That is, if he wants to win the bet.
That's right, stranger. I'm the baddest of the bad.
Is that so? Well, just what are you doing kissing Katie?
They're getting hitched tonight, right here.
Over my dead body?
If that's the way it has to be. Right, Bad Bart?
Perhaps I've been a bit hasty, Mr.
What's the matter, Bad Bart? Ain't you as good as you said you was?
I'm the best of the best. Put your gun away, stranger. I don't want to kill nobody this early in the day. Come back tonight at 7. Then I'll give you satisfaction.
Fine, I'll be back. But not 'cause you asked me. Out of respect for Katie. I ain't missed one of her weddings yet. This'll make 13. Ha 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 ha.
You're Johnny Dillon, ain't you?
I see my respiration predates me. I'll be back.
Good. 7 o'clock tonight. Bring a nickel.
What for?
Admission.
This here's all the admission I need.
Hannah, do you know what you've done?
It ain't what I done, it's what he's done. You backed yourself into a spot you're gonna have to shoot your way out of. And shooting something you know nothing about, you're gonna have to come to me for help.
The great Theodore Best, actor extraordinaire. Doesn't need help from anyone. It'll all be cleared up when they show up for the performance tonight. Actually, I think this is a clever way to bring in some business.
Teddy, you didn't hear what the mayor said about Kate and Johnny Dillon. They're dangerous.
Come on, Leo. I'm sure we'll probably be all sitting around having a great laugh about this after the show.
You ain't gonna live that long, actor. If Johnny Dillon don't shoot you down, Crazy Kate will rip your heart out for jilting her at the altar.
I don't think she actually expects Don John Romero to marry her. Anyway, she probably won't want to when she meets the real Teddy Best. I'm not her type. I'm more Miss Hastings' type. She's the kind of girl that can make me tear up my equity card and settle down.
Marriage? Yuck, I ain't never getting married.
Because nobody would have you.
Aw, shut up, you varmint! I could be just as sassy and sophisticated as that teacher lady if and I wanted to be. But I like me just the way I am. Besides, I bet she couldn't part your hair at 50 paces.
Maybe not, but she has other qualities.
Well, there ain't a man born who can make me put up my six-shooter and sashay around in a dress, giggling and flirting. It's pitiful.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, darn, I ain't no sir, and dad blast it, you better. Well, what can I do for you, General?
Lieutenant James Dasher. Miss? Sorry, it's just in those clothes. Well, I thought that...
Oh, think nothing of it. This is my, costume. Yeah, that's it. Me and Teddy Best here. We're what you call actors.
Wonderful. Culture has finally come to our backwater town. I've really missed the theater since being stationed in the West.
What a shame. What a crying shame, ain't it, Teddy?
Tragic. Why don't you come to our performance of Shakespeare tonight in Molly's Lobby, 7 o'clock, only a nickel.
To see the bard's own words performed only for a nickel?
No, Lieutenant darling.
Dashing.
No argument here. We're doing Shakespeare stuff, not the bards.
We?
Oh, my dear, what is your name?
Hannah Muldoon.
Dear Hannah, it's nice to meet a young lady who's talented and has a sense of humor. I can't wait to see you perform. What role will you be playing?
Yes, Hannah. What scene would you like to perform? She has such a vast repertoire.
A what?
You have a large compendium.
Hey, my compendium ain't no larger than it ought to be.
Hannah, you are a delight. Please reserve me a seat in the front row.
Perhaps you could invite some of your fellow officers to attend the performance as well.
Well, you see, I'm afraid that is impossible. For it's a day's ride from here. My Indian guide, Sitting Duck, and I are here on a routine check of the surrounding towns. There have been rumors that the Wilder family is in the area. If that's true, Johnny Dillon won't be far behind.
This should interest you, Teddy. Why is that, Lieutenant?
Why, Johnny Dillon is head over heels in love with crazy Kate Wilder.
He is?
Kate won't have anything to do with Johnny, but he follows her around. She'll have to marry him eventually.
Why?
Well, the story is, Johnny shoots every man that shows the least bit of interest in Kate. Eventually, there won't be anyone left.
Why didn't you tell me?
I tried.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find Mary Jones.
Teddy, I think we're in big trouble.
Let's not panic. The lieutenant said he'd be here. It's his job to protect us from outlaws.
Oh, Lieutenant, you're such a fine hunk of manliness. Too bad I ain't never getting married.
Aw, shucks, mister. I mean, miss. I would love to see you perform a little Shakespeare. Who are you gonna play? Omelet or Romulo?
You two no good, rotten buck-tooth hounds better hightail it out of here before I forget I'm a lady and shoot you where the good Lord intended you to sit.
Hold it, Muldoon. We gotta talk.
All right, turn me loose.
You should have warned me about Kate and Johnny. And why did you tell the lieutenant you're performing a scene from Shakespeare? I don't have time to teach you the part by tonight.
You don't have to teach me the part. I've seen you and Leo do it 3, 4 times now. I can do it in my sleep. Besides, Leo shouldn't have been playing a girl's part. Don't look right, if you know what I mean.
During the Elizabethan era, all the roles were played by men.
That's disgusting. How'd they handle the kissing part?
I don't know how the Elizabethans handled them. Me and Teddy just always leave them out.
That suits me fine.
Swell! I'd almost rather kiss Leo than you anyway.
You ain't exactly no Prince Alarming yourself.
Hold it! Hold it! Teddy, I think we ought to give Hannah a chance. After all, this isn't Elizabethan England, it's 19th century Western frontier. I mean, I could be shot for dressing like a woman.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We are in the Wild West. All right, but you're gonna have to rehearse with Leo all afternoon.
Okay.
And since you're playing a girl, try to look like one.
Why, you varmint!
And you might try acting a bit more like one too, especially since you're taking a fancy to that lieutenant.
You no good low-down sidewinder. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Leo, make sure she knows her lines.
Where are you going?
To find Miss Hastings, I'm gonna offer her the protection of U.S. Marshals. Ta-ta.
I hate that man.
Then I hope you can act as well as you can shoot.
Why?
Tonight, you have to make the audience believe you're madly in love with him. Come on, we got a lot of work to do.
Please, Miss Hastings, just be patient. I assure
Mayor Jones, you do not have a schoolhouse. There are no children. You obviously lured me here under false pretenses. I don't believe we have anything further to discuss.
But Miss Hastings, Liza, if you would only listen.
Liza and I will be on the noon stagecoach to Sacramento tomorrow. Thank goodness I had the foresight to insist she carry enough money for a return passage.
Now, if you gentlemen will excuse us, we're going to our room.
Ah, Liza, here you are. I thought maybe you'd like to take a stroll with me.
Marshal Beth, normally I'd be delighted, but Aunt Beth and I...
Nonsense, my dear. You go on. I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Of course. Don't give it another thought.
I could use some fresh air.
Hold it! Just a minute! You is clinging to my fiancé.
You're engaged to the marshal?
No, I ain't engaged to the marshal. I'm engaged to this here fella right here, Don John Romero.
This is Marshal Ulysses Beth. Tell her, Ulysses.
You got a twin brother or something?
Yes, that's it. Yes, I do.
Well, then how come you have different last names?
We have different fathers. Mother was married twice.
Oh, that explains it. For a minute, I thought your brother's trying to get out marrying me.
Oh, my brother would never do that.
Good. Well, seeing as how I'll be leaving on my honeymoon night, I'll be needing a little extra spending money. So, cough it up, Dahlia!
Marshal Beth, do something!
She's got a gun!
Well, so have you!
Yeah, but hers is real!
What? Come on, Missy, give me your dough. Next, Ma, Caleb, you take care of the others.
Well, I never! Here, take it! Now I'm a prisoner in last class.
I'll let you keep this. You'll probably need it more than I do anyway. Thanks now. Hope y'all can make it to the wedding tonight. We're having it right here. Come on, Ma. Snake.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Snake, you leave that girl alone. Let's skedaddle.
Oh, Ma, Kate gets to have her husband. Can't I have me off, too?
I'll have you off, too.
Maybe next time, boys. I just got my hands full planning Kate's wedding.
Oh, what a terrifying experience that was.
I know.
I feel positively violated. I think I shall faint.
Get a glass of water.
Oh my, how did I get in this chair?
Well, I carried you, little lady. You fainted.
Thank you, soldier. Finally, a true gentleman.
I'm Lieutenant Dashing from Fort Buxton.
Oh, Lieutenant, you've come just in time. We've been robbed.
The scoundrel! Oh, who was he? I'll hunt him down and drag his unworthy carcass to justice.
It was Crazy Kate Wilder and her gang.
You don't have to hunt her down. She'll be back tonight for the wedding.
Wedding? I thought there was going to be a performance of Shakespeare tonight.
There's a performance of Shakespeare? I love Shakespeare.
Well, perhaps you'd care to join me, Miss...
Liza Beth Hastings. I'm the new teacher.
I didn't know there were children in Lost Bluff.
There aren't.
And I'm beginning to think there ain't never gonna be none either.
But I'm afraid I already have plans for this evening. Perhaps you could join us.
Well, I wouldn't want to impose.
I'm sure it'd be fine, wouldn't it, Marshall?
Marshall? I thought you were Teddy Best, the Shakespearean actor.
You must be thinking of his twin brother.
The one that's marrying Crazy Kate.
No, that couldn't have been him. That guy's name was Don Romus or something like that. You know, I'll bet you're thinking of my other twin brother. We're triplets, actually.
Don't tell me your mother was married 3 times.
Maybe 4.
Shoot, I can't even get married once.
I'll tell you what. Let's all go to the performance tonight. I'll introduce you to my whole family. I'm sure it'll be very enlightening.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Now, Liza, how about that walk?
I'm sorry, Marshall, but I'm afraid I'm just too upset now.
Miss Hastings, allow me to offer you the protection of the U.S. Army.
I'd appreciate that ever so much, Lieutenant.
But you got the protection of a U.S. Marshal.
And an interim sheriff.
Both of whom stood by while I was brutally robbed of my life savings. Lieutenant, will you walk me to my room?
It'd be my pleasure, Miss Hastings.
Please, call me Liza.
All right, and you can call me James.
What are you fellas so down in the mouth about?
It's Miss Liza.
That lieutenant could have swept her off in her feet.
Lieutenant Dashing and Sparking Miss Hastings? Looks like she won't be marrying none of you dirt-scratching beetles.
Marrying you? Why would she marry one of you guys?
Didn't you know? That's the only reason why they sent for a school teacher. Of course, I think they was expecting someone a little bit younger. I don't think they mind her age too much. Frontier does strange things to a man, but I wouldn't be counting on children if I was any of you fellas.
Anyway, Marshal, you were after Miss Liza yourself. Yeah, but at least I fought fair.
Marshall's right. That lieutenant's such a purty fella. Ain't no female could resist him.
That's right, even Hannah. Hey, wait a minute, fellas. I've got an idea.
What is it, Marshall?
First, let me ask you a question. What would it be worth to you to get Lieutenant Dashing out of commission? What do you mean, Marshal? Suppose he fell in love with someone else. He wouldn't be courting Liza anymore, and she'd be fair game for all of you. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't be trying to catch her myself, but at least you wouldn't have to compete with Dashing.
That would make things more fair. But just how do you propose to do this, Marshal? There ain't any other women besides Molly within miles of Lost Bluff.
And she's only got eyes for Skinner Joe, though I don't suspect he's ever coming back.
It just so happens there is another woman, though she's no Liza Beth Hastings. Still, it just might work. I ask you again, gentlemen, how much would it be worth to you to get Lieutenant Dashing out of the picture?
$30 Okay, teacher.
Gentlemen, I think we can do business. I'll take care of mine at the bargain tonight. I want your word I'll have the entire sum first thing in the morning, in cash.
You'll have your money if Dashing's out of the picture.
Finally, civilization. I need to sit
Oh,
down.
no, you don't. Our work is just beginning. All right, ladies, gather her. Good. Now what's our mission? Lulu.
To discourage the sale and or consumption of alcoholic beverages everywhere across this great land.
Excellent, Lulu. And how do we carry out this discouragement? Well,
First, by means of gentle persuasion.
and if that doesn't work,
We resort to agitation.
yes, ladies! I am so proud. We've beaten the demon rum in Kansas, and now we're going to clean up California.
But Miss Nation, the sign outside said, Molly's Hotel, Juice Bar and Health Food Cafe. I don't think they serve any liquor here.
Dora, what do you think the word bar means? They call this place a bar, and they've got a long counter just right for valying up to. Besides, who knows what kind of juice they're peddling here? When in doubt, wipe them out. Hey, that sounds pretty good. But not as good as our motto.
The road to liberation is carved by agitation.
I'm so proud! All right, ladies, here's the plan. You get out to the wagon and stay there until this evening. I'll do a little snooping around and see what I can find out about this place. If I have even the slightest bit of evidence that they ever have, ever
gentle persuasion.
That ain't gonna work. Agitation is the only language they understand. Now you ladies get out of the wagon!
What in tarnation's got into her?
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm about ready to retire from the agitation business. Well, what would you do instead? I'd like to find me a man and settle down. Maybe right here in Lost Bluff. This don't seem like such a bad little town.
I suppose you think there's a man just waiting for you to show up here so he can propose to you.
Yeah, maybe you're having a couple of them lined up.
You can all laugh if you want to, but I'll bet there isn't one of you who wouldn't give up this place if some nice fellow were to make you an offer of matrimony.
You might be right, but it just ain't gonna happen. Especially not here.
I haven't seen a man since we arrived.
Come on, we better get out to the wagon.
I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to be with you, Liza. We don't see many women here in the West, but a woman of your culture, education, and, well, you certainly are a rare find.
Oh, Lieutenant, you've made what might have been a miserable journey an adventure.
You think this is an adventure? You had to try shooting a buffalo with an arrow riding on the back of a half-wild horse. Now that is an adventure.
Sitting Duck, you've never shot a buffalo with an arrow.
I know. I just still think it would be an adventure.
Is there nothing I can say or do to make you stay?
My aunt won't hear of it. She accompanied me here to be sure the job was legitimate. Of course, I thought she was being overly protective, but now I see that she was right all along. Without a real job, I'm afraid I couldn't convince her to let me stay.
What if you were to marry one of the fine citizens of Lost Bluff?
Lieutenant, don't be absurd. I have no intention of marrying for convenience. I will wait until I am truly in love.
Perhaps you'll fall in love before the new stagecoach tomorrow.
Love only happens that fast in literature.
That's what I always thought, too.
You've changed your mind?
Well, there is a lady, one I met just this morning, who I feel I could love forever. But I don't know how she feels about me.
Lieutenant, you are a true romantic. I don't know how she could help but fall in love with you.
I'm afraid that'd be too much to hope for. And besides, my life here isn't easy. I don't think it'd be fair to ask a lady to accept such a rugged way of life.
If she truly loves you, she won't mind.
Real rugged. He sleeps on a mattress every night and has all his meals in the mess hall. If you really want to know what rugged is, you ought to try shooting your own food and sleeping on the hard ground.
Sitting Duck, you've never slept on the ground or shot your own food. Your mother was an Indian, but your father was a trapper. You grew up in a nice house in St. Louis with a cook and a housekeeper.
I never said I did. I just said it would be rugged.
I think this would be a good time for you to go check the horses. Miss Hastings, allow me to escort you on a walk.
That would be delightful.
Listen, Hannah, I'm just trying to help you. Don't you want the lieutenant to notice you?
Well, sure I do, but what's in it for you?
Your happiness. That's all I want. I'll even give you your contract as a wedding present. Surely you would accept it for such an auspicious occasion.
Ain't nothing suspicious about me getting hitched.
Listen, Hannah, if you want to capture the lieutenant's heart, you've got to let your feminine side show through.
I'll wear this dress Leo gave me.
Sure the dress will be lovely, but a dress isn't enough. A woman has to be alluring, mysterious, and stimulating.
What do you know about it?
I know what I like. Take Miss Hastings, for example. She's poetry in motion, and her voice like honey dripping off the comb.
Yeah, but can she shoot?
It doesn't matter. Real ladies don't need to shoot.
Ha! What's she gonna do when a band of outlaws attacks her wagon?
She's gonna let her man take care of it.
I don't need no man to take care of me.
That's exactly why you're not ever gonna get one. A man likes to feel stronger, like he's the protector.
Well, that's silly. Who would have a better chance in a gunfight, you or me?
That's not the point.
Yes, it is the point. You ought to appreciate me for who I really am, not who you think I ought to be.
I don't have to appreciate you at all. It's the lieutenant you're trying to catch.
Darn right. I wouldn't have you if you was the only man west of the Atlantis Ocean.
Why would I have you if you held a gun to my head?
Good.
Good. All right, now that we've established that you and I aren't in any danger of falling in love with each other, let's see if we can help send Cupid in the lieutenant's direction. Now, about tonight's performance.
I know my line.
That's not enough.
I told you I ain't putting on airs. You got to get to like me for who I really am.
He will, eventually. But to start with, he's not going to get to like you for who you are if he doesn't get to know you. and he won't want to get to know you unless you are alluring, mysterious, and stimulating.
So we ain't gonna get to know the real me unless I act like the unreal me.
Exactly.
This courting stuff is awful confusing.
I'll tell you what, let's go over the scene. I'll give you some pointers. You stand there.
Ain't I supposed to be on a balcony or something?
Here, stand on this bench. Juliet, that's you, is a sweet, innocent girl. Earlier tonight, she's seen Romeo for the first time. She's fallen instantly in love with him. This scene takes place later that night. Romeo's in the garden beneath her window. She doesn't know he's there.
What's he doing? Trying to steer in her gnat clothes? Too bad Juliet's pa don't have a hound dog. Then that Romeo wouldn't be snooping around in her backyard.
Romeo's not a peeping Tom. He's in love with Juliet. He just wants to be near her. I'll start. I fear I am mortally wounded by that rascal Cupid. If only I could catch a glimpse of Juliet again. Good gravy! I modernized it a little so the audience would understand. Good gravy! There she is! This is where he sees Juliet step out of the balcony.
I know, I ain't a done.
A light which breaks yonder window.
Why's she breaking the window?
It's some sort of Elizabethan ritual. Don't interrupt me so much. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon. It is my love. Oh, that she knew she were.
Well, I don't get that. Knew she were what?
His love. Sometimes they say things backwards.
Them Elizabethans was sure strange. Anyhow, my line's next. Ah, me. What's that supposed to mean anyway?
You know, like, oh my.
Then why don't you say, oh my?
Hannah, I can't explain every line. Just do it, all right?
All right, all right. Your turn.
I know. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I didn't think she knew he was there yet.
She doesn't!
That's what she said, where are you?
That means, why are you a Montague, the son of my enemy?
Well, that's a stupid question. He is who he is. You can't change that. People ought to accept you for who you are.
I give up. Give up.
Here I go. Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn, my love, and I'll no longer, yea, catapult.
That's Capulet. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
Deny thy father. That's a line.
No, 'tis but thy name that is mine.
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. What is Montague? It is not a hand, or a foot, or an arm, or a face, or any other part belonging to a man. You know, Beth, I don't much care for that line.
Well, I don't much care for this rehearsal.
Well, I don't much care for you.
Well, I don't much care for you either.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I can do without you. I can do very well without you.
Ha! Why don't you ever comb your hair?
Until this evening. Excuse me, sir?
God darn it, I ain't no sir. I'm a girl.
You are? Oh, I'm so sorry. Of course you are. It's just those clothes, and well, surely you can understand my mistake.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm Liza Beth Hastings.
I know. I'm Hannah Muldoon, sharpshooter and almost actress.
Nice to meet you, Hannah. Sorry I mistook you for a fellow.
Oh, it's all right. It's just, well, I guess Teddy was right. If one of my own kind don't recognize me, I ain't got no chance of attracting a man, especially not the man I got in mind.
Don't be silly, Hannah. You have a lovely face, and I'm sure you have a nice figure. With the right clothes, a little makeup, and a new hairstyle, you could be beautiful.
Trouble is, I don't know nothing of the sort. Guess I spent too much time learning to ride and rope and shoot.
Well, you're in luck, Miss Hannah Muldoon. I've got trunks full of beautiful dresses, creams, curlers, colors, you name it.
Well, I'll be. You're all right. Thanks, but...
But what?
Teddy says there's a lot more to attracting a man. I gotta be alluring, mysterious, and something else. I forget. Otherwise, Lieutenant ain't gonna notice me at all.
The lieutenant?
Yeah, Lieutenant James Dashin. You ought to see him, Elizabeth. He's beautiful. I ain't never felt like this about a man before.
I see. When did you meet the lieutenant?
Just this morning for the first time, but I feel like I've known him forever. When he took my hand...
He held your hand?
Just for a second, but it was like magic. He said he couldn't wait to see me tonight.
You're seeing him tonight?
Yeah, if all goes well, we'll be hitched by morning. Then Teddy will give me a contract as a wedding present, and I'll be free of that varmint Teddy Best forever.
I see.
I was beginning to think I was a lost cause until you came along. I sure envy you.
It's odd you should say that, because I really envy you.
Me?
Sure.
Why?
You're so self-sufficient. You're your own person. You can take care of yourself, and you don't let people push you around. And you're a performer. I've always wanted to be a performer.
You did?
Oh, yes. I studied dance and music for years. My teacher used to say I could be one of the best. But then Aunt Beth decided that theater wasn't a very practical way for a young lady to make a living. So the lesson stopped.
You know, it's funny. I ain't never had anyone tell me how to behave. I just sort of grew up wild. But here we are, neither one of us happy.
Both of us knowing there's something important missing in our lives.
Oh, Liza, if you could just teach me some things about being a lady, I know nature will take care of the rest.
Of course, Hannah. Nothing would make me happier than to see you and Lieutenant dashing together. Come on, we've got a lot to do. We have to fix your hair and makeup and get you a dress.
Could you help me with my talking some?
Sure.
Miss Malone, is this a good time to show you some of my product? It's some of the best rubbing alcohol this side of the Rocky Mountains.
All right, Mr. Smiley. What's it gonna cost me to get you off my back?
Oh, I think 5 cases ought to do it.
1,
3,
2.
deal. 2 cases of my finest alcohol. I'll have them here by, oh, say, 7 tonight.
No, not at 7. I'm expecting a large crowd here about then. Make it 6:30.
You got it.
Excuse me, miss. Is there something I can get for you?
Yeah, I saw your sign outside. I know it says juice bar, but I was wondering, have you got something a bit stronger? I'm feeling awfully parched.
I've got just the thing. Here you go. It's my own special concoction.
So this is pretty strong stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, one of these will send you flying.
Hey, Molly, where do you want me to put all these empty bottles?
I told you, stack them with the others. I'll show you again. Excuse me.
Of course. Liquor will never touch my lips. But I don't need to drink that stuff to do Molly selling hard liquor. I'll let her make her deal with Smiley. But he won't get away. We'll be waiting to ambush him outside this place at 6:30. And at 7:30, we'll be back for a agitation party. Come on, let's go have some punch.
Yes, you can get to this here balcony here.
Where does the boss want it?
Right here.
I can't wait to be handed his dress.
Yeah, that ought to be good for a laugh. Hurry that up, fellas. Folks will be arriving soon.
We gonna get you any shooting tonight, Leo?
Well, you might have to shoot Teddy. Shoot the boss, but why? After he plays Romeo to hand his Juliet, you might have to shoot him to put him out of his misery.
That bad?
Let me put it this way. If Shakespeare were alive, this would kill him.
Hannah's all ready for her big night. A bit nervous about not wearing her gun, though.
Yeah, that's just like Hannah.
She even sleeps with it on.
Liza, you look lovely. Will you sit next to me?
Sounds wonderful, Lieutenant. But the Marshal is my escort tonight. Right, Marshal?
I am? Oh, you bet. However, I won't be able to sit with you during the performance. It's part of my little surprise. But I'm sure I can talk Molly into preparing us a romantic candlelight dinner after the show.
Sounds wonderful, Marshal. Until later.
I don't get it. This afternoon, I really thought we were hitting it off.
Well, there's no sense trying to compete with the best. I've always been irresistible to women. However, Lieutenant Dashing, there is a woman of exquisite looks and character who is very interested in you.
Really? Who could that be? I've met all the women in Lost Bluff. I don't recall.
Well, I'm not surprised you don't remember. When you met Hannah this morning, she was dressed for her role in the Wild West thriller. Best in the West.
You mean that girl I met this morning? With all due respect, I don't really think she's my type.
Well, I'm not suggesting you marry her, but I'd really appreciate it if you could be nice to her.
Why?
Today's her birthday.
That's nice, but
yeah, and well, I didn't want to mention this, but
for what?
She doesn't have much longer to live.
No?
A few weeks, maybe days.
Poor kid. She must be awfully brave.
Oh yes, but then we haven't told her yet. We want her to enjoy the time she has left.
But she looks so healthy.
It's not one of those things where you get slowly worse. You seem fine, and all at once you just go. So how about it?
What?
Would you show her a good time tonight after the performance?
I don't think I want to get involved in this.
I'll give you $50.
$50?
Shh. Yeah, but it'll have to be a check. I won't actually have money till tomorrow morning.
Well, I suppose I could spend a little time with her. Especially since Liza's got other plans this evening.
Great! You won't regret this. Better get seated. Show's about to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mayor, esteemed guests, welcome. You're fortunate indeed to be here tonight. The world-renowned actor, Mr. Theodore Best, presents Moments with Shakespeare. Some of you may recognize Mr. Best as Ulysses Best, U.S. Marshal, or Don Juan Romeo, or Bad Bart Buckeye. Mr. Best extends his apologies to those of you he fooled today. It was merely a theatrical exercise to test the limits of his talent. I know you will be thrilled, moved, and touched beyond understanding at what you will see tonight. Performing with Mr. Best is his recent theatrical discovery, Miss Hannah Muldoon, formerly of the Muldoon Roping and Shooting Extravaganza. I know you will be astounded at what you will see tonight. So without further ado, Mr. Theodore Best and Miss Hannah Muldoon present Moments with Shakespeare. I fear I am mortally wounded by that rascal Cupid. If only I could catch a glimpse of Juliet again. Good gravy! There she is! A light which breaks yonder window. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon. It is my love. Oh, that she knew she were.
Me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Wow! Wow!
Wow! 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. What is Montague? It is not a hand, or a foot, or an arm, or a face, or any other part belonging to a man. Romeo, lose your name and take all of me. Romeo, lose your name and take all of me. I sure wish Romeo was here so as I could tell him how I'm feeling.
I'm not Romeo.
Who are you, sneaking around the dark and spying on me?
I cannot utter my own name to you, because it is hateful to me.
I know that voice. You are Romeo, and a Montague.
Not anymore. From now on, call me Joe Smith.
How did you get here? Don't you know you'll be killed if anyone finds you here?
I flew over the wall on wings of love. I am not afraid. There is more danger in your eyes than in 20 swords.
I would not for the world you were found here.
I have the cloak of night to hide me.
It is the same darkness that hides the blushing of my cheek.
Surely you heard me speak about a vow of love for you. Do you love me? No. Don't answer that. This is all happening too fast. I am too quickly won. You will think my love is not true. I should make you work harder for my affection. But the truth is, Teddy, I am fond of you. Please, you must go, and I must return inside.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction could thou have tonight?
The exchange of your love's faithful vow for mine.
My love for you is as deep as the sea.
Aww. You mean it?
If your intentions towards me are honorable, sir, then meet me at the chapel tomorrow, where we shall be married. But if this is only a game you've been playing with me, I beseech thee.
It's no game. Since the first moment I saw you, Hannah, I loved you, but I wouldn't admit it.
What time tomorrow shall we meet?
Tomorrow is too far away. We should be married tonight.
What's the matter with you, Romeo? A girl can't be expected to get married on a moment's notice. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Hannah.
I'm supposed to leave after that line.
Not yet. We left something out.
Well, you missed some of your lines, but I get every one of mine, and then some.
You were wonderful, but we forgot this. Until tomorrow.
Miss Muldoon, you take my breath away. Will you join me at dinner tonight?
Mr. Best and I would be delighted if you'd both join us for dinner this evening. Wouldn't we, Teddy? You scamp. You certainly fooled me. You're the finest actor I've ever met. Excuse me, Hannah, gentlemen, while I freshen up.
Miss Hastings.
I guess I owe you this, Mr. Best. You are the best actor in the world.
Hannah.
I hope you'll excuse me, too.
Don't be long.
Mr. Best, I want you to take your check back.
Oh, the deal's off, huh? Well, that's okay, Lieutenant. I know Hannah's not.
Hannah's wonderful. I feel like a fool for taking your money. Please don't tell her. I'm going to stay by her side till the bitter end. I'm going to go get her some flowers.
Mr. Beck, that was some performance. You certainly fooled us today.
Oh, I hope you're not mad.
All is forgiven, but we'd like to amend our deal a bit.
Oh, yeah, our deal. You know, I think we should just call the whole thing off.
Out west, breaking a deal can cost your life, Mr. Best.
So, if you want your money.
Ante passes out a lost blood.
You'll leave here at noon, alone.
We are serious about this.
Dead serious.
We don't care how you get rid of dashing.
Just do it.
I don't think so, Mr. Krumsky, but thanks.
The offer stands if you change your mind.
All right. Lovely flowers, Lieutenant. Did you enjoy the performance?
Indeed I did.
Wasn't Hannah wonderful? How I envy her talent.
Why, Liza, I'm sure you could be a great success in the theater.
Oh, I did so want to be an actress. I studied for years, but Aunt Beth, who's raised me since I was orphaned as an infant, would never allow it.
You're a grown woman. Can't you do as you desire?
That which one desires may not always be within their grasp.
I can't imagine anything being beyond your grasp.
Excuse me, please.
Ah, here you are, Hannah. Would you please listen to me for a minute?
You could have warned me is all I'm saying.
I couldn't have warned you. I didn't know myself.
You told me there wouldn't be any kissing. You threw off my whole performance.
I couldn't help it. You are so different.
I just put out my feminine side like you suggested.
You were wonderful.
You certainly were.
You stay out of this.
You don't have to. He's my dinner date.
Not anymore. The date's off.
What?
Hannah, the only reason Lieutenant Dashing asked you out tonight was because I told him it was your birthday.
What?
And I also told him you only had a few weeks to live.
You told him that?
Yeah. And I also gave him a check for $50.
What?
I gave the check back, Hannah. It was wrong of me to take it. I hope you still join me for dinner.
Absolutely not. And I thought you were such a fine gentleman. I was wrong. I've wrong about a lot of things lately.
Hannah, I've done some stupid things, but one of the stupidest was nearly letting you slip away from me. That kiss wasn't Romeo kissing Juliet. That was Teddy Best, the real Teddy Best, kissing Hannah Muldoon.
There is no real Teddy Best. You've been playing other people so long you don't even know who you are, and neither do I. Now let me go.
Not until you say you'll marry me.
Marry you. Bo, bring me my gun. Bo, my gun now.
Get your hands off of my man!
You missed the performance. You were supposed to be here at 7.
Sorry, I got held up holding somebody up.
Ha! That's a good one, Kate.
Aw, shut up, Snake. We gonna have a wedding or what? Johnny's waiting outside to shoot your new husband.
There's just one problem. I'm not who you think I am. I'm not a great lover. I'm Theodore Best, actor extraordinaire.
That's all right, honey. I still think you're cute. I'm gonna marry you anyway.
Kate, are you crazy? This guy don't know how to shoot. He won't live till the honeymoon. Johnny shoot him down like a dog in the street.
Oh my goodness, Lieutenant, do something.
Well, I'm afraid there isn't really anything I can do. Till he shoots you. Of course, after that, we'll have a pretty strong case against him.
A lot of good that'll do me. I'll be dead.
Now, don't be such a gloomy Gus. Maybe you'll beat Johnny. He ain't all as good as he brags to be.
Look, Miss Wilder, you are a lovely young lady. Any man would be pleased to marry you. But don't you see, I misrepresented myself. I'm not worthy to marry you. I'm just gonna go pack my things and leave now. Is there a back door out of here?
You was worthy enough. Snake, get the preacher. You're the maid of honor. And you're the best man.
Hannah, I do love you. I'm sorry I'll never get a chance to show you, as I expect I'll be shot shortly after my wedding.
Who's Hannah?
I'm Hannah.
You're smart, Missy. You'll keep out of this.
I've never been accused of being too smart, but I won't stand in your way. You deserve each other.
Why, thank you. All right, let's get this over with.
Hannah?
You can commence with the ceremony, preacher.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in sight of God and man to...
Cut to the chase, Rev. There's hardly enough light left for a decent showdown.
Do you, Kate, take this man? What was your real name, son?
Mud.
Just cut to I now pronounce you man and wife.
I don't pronounce
Hold it. You left out a part.
I left out a lot of parts.
Yeah, but this one's real important.
What part's that?
You forgot to ask if there's anyone who objects to this marriage.
That's 'cause ain't no one gonna object to this marriage if they want to stay healthy.
You make a good point, Kate, but I gotta be honest with you. I'm starting to feel kind of objectionable about this whole thing.
Thank you, Lord.
Why's that?
Well, I know the little guy ain't much to look at, but I gotta admit, I've kind of gotten used to him. I don't really want to see him get shot up by Johnny Dillon.
I'll let you know a little secret. I bought Johnny a bottle of that brew that the salesman was peddling here earlier. By the time this wedding's over, Johnny won't be able to shoot straight.
Well, I don't see how that'll make things much better.
What do you mean?
Well, if he survives the shootout, he'll be married to you. And like I said, I've grown rather fond of him.
Well, there's only one way you're gonna get him.
How's that?
You're gonna have to take him from me.
Oh, I see.
All right, you can have him. Just let go of my arm.
Clint, maybe this would be a good time to put Kate and her gang in jail for robbing us this afternoon.
Good thinking, Merrick. As interim sheriff of Lost Bluff, I'm arresting you on suspicion of robbery I saw you commit. Let's go.
I'll be holding you to that marriage, Beth, as soon as I'm out.
It'll be too late by then. He'll already be married.
Hannah, did you really mean that? Or were you just acting again?
I've given up acting, Teddy.
Looks like we've lost our dinner dates, Eliza. Did I persuade you to join me for a quiet supper?
It sounds wonderful, Lieutenant, but I'm afraid I won't have time. I've got to pack.
Good, the sooner we're out of here, the better.
I'll get you on the eastbound train, Aunt Beth. After that, I'll be going on the road with Leo and the Wild West show.
What?
Leo wants to be my agent. I'm going to be an actress.
The kid's got real talent. Beth, if you let me pay a little at a time, I'll buy out the Wild West contract from you. I know you've never really wanted it.
Well, if you'll agree to leave Hannah with me, you can have Bo and Jess, no charge.
Hannah's the whole show.
Let her go, Leo. We can build a whole new show.
All right, partner.
Tough luck, Lieutenant. Come on, I'll go buy one of Molly's power drinks.
Bad bar, I'm calling you out. Never mind, I'm coming in.
It's Johnny Dillon. Hey, relax, everyone. He probably thinks Kate and I are married. I'll explain. I'm sure he'll go away.
This here's the worst hooch I ever had. Couldn't drink but half a bottle. There you are. I figured I'd better come in. It's getting too dark to shoot anybody outside.
There's not going to be any shooting, Mr. Dillon. Kate and I aren't married.
I figured. I saw the sheriff hauling Kate and her kin off to the jail. But it don't matter. I'm gonna kill you just for thinking about marrying Kate.
I wasn't really even thinking about it. I was just acting. I'm not really bad, Bart. I'm Theodore Best. Actor extraordinaire. Besides, it wouldn't be much of a fight. I don't even have a gun.
You had one earlier? Go and get it, but don't be long. I'll just keep her as insurance.
Don't hurt her. Look, Mr. Dillon, I told you, my gun is only a stage prop. I was just acting.
You is quite a character, Best. Here, you can use my other one. I just loaded it.
But I can't.
Just slide her in your pocket there.
Mr. Dillon, I'm sure we can work this out.
Put the gun in your pocket, boy.
Just a minute. Hannah, I just want to tell you, I really like the new you, but the old you wasn't so bad either.
You aren't suggesting I shoot it out with that varmint, are you?
Of course not. It's just, well...
After all, Teddy, weren't you the one who said a man likes to be the strong one, the protector?
You see, in theory, that's true. But in actual practice...
Don't worry, Teddy. Everything will be all right.
Sure it will. All right, Dillon, ready when you are.
Here's how it's done. I count to 3, then we draw.
Right.
1, 2...
Do we draw as soon as you say 3, or do we wait and draw when you would be saying 4 if you knew how to count that high?
As soon as I say 3, we draw.
Well, do we draw while you're still saying it, or do we wait till you're done?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wait till I say 3. Let me finish, but don't wait for 4. 1, 2...
So as soon as you end the E, I should draw.
Right.
You know, that E sound can hang on for a long time. Are you going to hold it for a while or just clip it off?
I don't know. Just come on, we stalled long enough.
Okay. Count.
1, 2...
Wait!
What now?
Could I have a moment to pray?
Oh, you don't need to pray.
I don't?
Nah, you'll be meeting your maker in a few seconds. You can talk to him then. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my hand! Oh, my hand!
You keep your mouth shut if you know what's good for you.
Outshot by a girl? I ain't saying a word.
Oh, am I in heaven?
No.
Oh my goodness, that explains all this perspiration.
Teddy, you're not dead. You shot Johnny.
I did? I don't even remember firing my gun.
Well, hey, whoa, the actor shot Johnny Dillon.
Mr. Best, ain't no one ever outshot Johnny Dillon in a gunfight before. Mayor Jones, you think what I was thinking?
I sure do, Smitty. Mr. Best, it would be beholden to you if you'd be our permanent sheriff. Clem could be your deputy, get your own house next to the jail, 3 meals at Molly's, and a nice little salary. 2 people could live on it if they were frugal like.
Well, boys, I'm right honored at your offer. It seems to me this town needs a strong, rugged, quick on the trigger kind of man to keep things in line. But there is a possibility that my shooting Johnny Dillon was just a fluke. I'm not really the dead shot you all think I am.
It don't matter. It's the reputation that counts.
That's right. As long as people think you bested Johnny Dillon in a gunfight, they'll leave Floss Fluff alone.
Well, it would be nice to settle down, but I don't know.
Teddy, think of it as a series.
A what?
A series. You know, you'll be playing the sheriff of a growing California town. Every day you'll have new adventures.
But Hannah, these bullets are real.
It doesn't matter, Teddy. I'll be playing the wife of the sheriff, and I don't ever plan on leaving your side.
Mayor Jones, you've got yourself a new sheriff.
You can swear me as deputy first thing in the morning.
What a day this has been.
Yeah, we got ourselves a permanent sheriff, and he's the only one who got himself a wife.
Fellas, let's face it. If this town doesn't get some women, the town of Lost Bluff is gonna die.
Brothers, I think the Lord has been testing us. We tried to deceive a woman to come to Lost Bluff. That ain't the right way. We should get down on our knees and pray the Lord to send us wives.
Lord, if you give me a wife, I'll go to church every week.
Me too, and I'll give up card playing.
And spitting.
And I'll take a bath twice a year.
We're here to form some agitation. Come on, girls, smash up all the liquor.
Hold it! We ain't got no liquor here.
Don't buy, Miss Malone. I overheard you buying 2 cases of alcohol from the salesman day.
That was rubbing alcohol.
That explains the taste.
I also run the general store.
Well, if you ain't selling liquor, then how come you got so many empty bottles and stuff?
We're recycling. You know, using the bottles over again so there ain't too much to waste.
Well, how about that concoction you gave me? The one you said would have me flying.
That's my quick energy drink. Chock full of vitamins, minerals, and carbohydrates. Keeps you regular, too.
Then our trip here has been for nothing.
No, it ain't.
That's right.
Goodies were sent by Providence.
Nonsense. Come, ladies. We must move on to other towns. Our work is not done.
No, stay.
It's all the same to you, Miss Leishman. I think I'll stick around here a while.
Me too. I'm tired of moving into a town, tearing the place up, then moving on.
I see at least one reason I'd like to stay.
You'd by any chance be a Methodist, would you?
Presbyterian.
Close enough.
Aw, shucks.
Then I will continue on alone. I won't stop until I've wiped out all the demon rum. While I'm at it, I'll get rid of tobacco, foreign foods, corsets, skirts of improper length, and paintings of the sort found in barroom. Out of my way. No one can stop me.
I'm glad she decided not to stay.
Preacher, do you think he'll hold us to all those rash, unthought-out decisions we made before he sent us the ladies?
I'm afraid so.
Yes, I think Lost Bluff is just about the best place on earth to live.
Yes, Sheriff Bess, life is almost perfect here, except for one thing.
What's that?
Out of my way. I got my mule double parked outside. Molly, my love.
Get it, Joe?
Did you wait for me, Molly?
I sure did, Joe. Did you strike it rich in your mind?
Not exactly. I didn't find no gold, but I ran into some hot springs on my claim and been charging tourists $2.50 a head to come and sit in them for an hour. I'm a rich man, Molly. So will you marry me?
Maybe. After you've soaked in your hot springs a while. You've been spending a lot of time with your mule, ain't you?